Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew Schmertz. Greece is warning the rest of Europe that it will be out of cash by the end of this month. On Monday, the beleaguered country barely made payments to government workers, but Athens says it needs another lifeline to stay afloat in June. It's the same drama all along. Greece and the Eurozone are still wrangling over how far austerity reform measures should go, so Greece can get billions of more euros in bailout money. Gabe Borenstein from Enclave Capital is here to explain the pinch the new Greek government is still in. Gabe, welcome back to Arise Xchange. Could Greece be out of the euro by June 1st?
I think it has been indicated by several EU leaders that, in fact, that's a real possibility. We have seen several warnings from German officials. So I suppose that is reality unless Greece is willing to compromise and accept some of the suggestions indicated by the EU.
Very strong reform austerity measures. These are very painful on the Greek people, at least for where they've been historically in Greece. This government was elected to fight against austerity. I was just in Greece, and you speak to the cab drivers, you get a good sense of the feeling of the public, and they have turned on this government.
That is correct. If you see some of the former leadership from Greece, from the previous government, are critical of the commitment made by the new government because they don't think Mr. Tsipras could possibly deliver what he committed himself to. As I understand it, 45 million Greek workers make around $827 a month. According to some of the news in Greece, 1 million Greek workers evidently are paid with 5 million delay, with a 5 months delay. Which sounds, from our perspective, rather vicious type of circumstances and environment.
And we should note that billions of euros have fled the country.
From December until now, evidently 35 billion euros have evaporated from the banking system.
And Greek bond notes are up to 24%. So clearly there's a bet of a default, or at least a partial default. Where does Greece stand right now? We've heard these threats before that's about to run out of money and then to get a little bit of cash. Before they went to the museums and raided the coffers in the Athens museums to try to find some money, but they are running out of options.
Well, as you know by now, the last payment to IMF, 750 million euros, has been made by basically Greece took the reserves on a deposit at IMF and paid the obligation. There's a 1.5 billion euros payment coming due. Clearly, Greece does not have that money. So therefore...
And Greece's point here is we're going to pay our own people first instead of paying these notes back, which sounds, frankly, pretty reasonable. You may owe the money to creditors, but those creditors aren't voting you in or out of office.
I think from the internal perspective, given the current Greek internal status quo, that is a very logical thing to do. But from the external perspective, I don't think the members of the EU accepting that indication, because they basically think that Greece and Greek government continue to be evasive on a key compromise issues.
Two questions. Do you think Greece will exit at least the euro, if not Eurozone? And then the second is, what is the mechanism that looks like?
Basically, unless Greece complies with the new requirements, although, as you know, Mr. Juncker allegedly has allegedly some proposals which could alleviate the issues and maintain Greek membership within the EU. But basically, if Greece does not comply with the requests and demands of the EU, simply I believe they're going to take a vote and say thank you.
And how does that then go? How do you start printing up money, and how do you do this exchange? It would be very messy, but it would give a blueprint to other countries like Portugal to do the same.
I think that's a very good point you've made. Basically, everybody assumes that Greece would have to convert to drachmas, the old currency. However, in a process, you would have technically defaulted in a marketplace. Therefore, I find it very difficult to believe and even think as to how Greece would gain access to the capital markets with a debt denominated in new currency without further guarantees from anyone.
Of course, they may just bet that people want to trade with Greece and that they're going to have to make it work. Gabe Borenstein, thank you so much.
Thank you.